I guess I can start about speaking about James Baldwin. I kind of discovered him kind of late in my years. I discovered him like after I wrote my first book, and the very first store to sell my book was the Giovanni Room. And then like I don't know, I wound up googling the Giovanni Room, and then ended up finding that he had a book called the Giovanni Room, and then just went down the rabbit hole from there. Um, but it was amazing to find out that he inspired so many other people that I look up to, so like Nikki Giovanni, Maya Angelou, Nina Simone. Like he had so many such like influence on them, that and I started like following him and reading him and stuff like that. So that was cool. One of his favorite well, one of his quotes that's my favorite. It goes, "Love does not begin and end the way we seem to think it does. Love is a battle. Love is a war. Love is growing up." I love that quote because everything I write about is love, and like my life is love, and love is love, and is everything. So that's like one of the quotes that stuck out to me by him the most. So happy birthday to him. I'm gonna read a couple of pieces. Um, I start with this first one. It's actually become my favorite one to perform the last few times I was able to actually perform. It doesn't really have a title, but I'll just read it. Um, I'm from Philly. I'm from the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. But they gave my sister life for her first offense. My mother didn't birth any men, and my father was a thief. I get my style from my uncles and my strength from my aunties, which shown the finer things in life but not taught how to attain them. Yet I still stand before you, living my best life. Ain't going back and forth. But most don't see it because I don't smoke weed or pop pills. Wait, hold up, Cash. I thought you said you was from Philly. Yep, I'm from the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. I get extra sisterly affection because I'm a lesbian. Because I'm a lesbian, I don't get much brotherly love, as if me being me attacks his masculinity. Yes, I'm a bit masculine, but I don't want to be a man. I'm equally feminine, and ironically, that makes me a misfit in my own community. I'm too hard to be femme and too soft to be butch, and I don't dress cool enough to be androgynous. I once dated a woman who had hopes that I would transition. This trans woman was in love with me, but thought that the community wouldn't allow her in certain places, but in certain spaces if she was a lesbian. When I say community, I mean the LGBTQ. Wait, hold up, Cash. Are you talking about Philly? Yep, I'm from the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. More like brothers fuck up and sisters clean up. Nana treated the boys differently from the girls. She had to scrub steps on Saturdays while he got to play video games with his friends. She had to sit up straight and cross her legs while he got to slouch and swag out. A man was a man in his suit and tie with his shirt unbuttoned, but I mean, she had to be light. I mean, she had to be straight. I mean, she had to have her hair straight. I mean, her skirt had to be straight and below her knees just so she can weave through the oohs and ahs. And damn, baby, you're fine. And this poem ain't had nothing to do with Philly, the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. You know where I'm from, but it's about everything. But it's about, but it's about where I'm coming from. That was the end of that one. So the next one is called My Cousin's Keeper, which will be, I think this will be in the second line. Um, so yeah, I'll see. Sirens have become my lullaby lately, but anxiety keeps me up until my cousins are home. They are out wearing their welcome, but I'd rather they eat up all my food than to choke on a cop bullet. I'd rather my couch be slept on than I put them to rest 6 feet deep. Cop car lights have become my night lights lately, but I can't sleep. George Ford couldn't breathe. Eric Gardner couldn't breathe. Sasha Bland could, but she still ended up dead. But I will hold Michael, Marty, Gary, Troy, Dennis, Ayana, Brandon, DJ, Tanine, and Terry all in my bed before I let a cop take their breath. My mother didn't have any sons, so I'm my cousin's keeper. All right, I'll do two more then. The next one is called Smile. It's kind of short, but it's one of my favorite ones. It's usually everybody else's favorite one. I'm usually able to be more animated when I'm performing it. And so, your smile is your best feature, but they don't want to see it though. Smiling makes them insecure. They be like, what the fuck you smiling for? But I put on my designer geek, show my gums and teeth. Like, fuck your insecurities. Excuse my French, but I'm unapologetic for my English. My smile is my fire. You can't extinguish. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna do one more. I'm trying not to mess up because it makes me nervous. But this one is actually about Lindo. I hope he's in here. I know he goes up next. I use this at a perfect because I wrote it a while ago and we can't seem to be in the same space for me to perform it in front of him. So I took this opportunity to perform it for him. So it's called He Inspired Me. A black man standing at about 5'7", 100 and something pounds. I don't know. I didn't bring a measuring stick or a scale, but he might as well have been the Jolly Green Giant because he stood in an 8x8 room full of white faces wearing a hoodie. I met him on a Sunday evening at an open mic. His set moved me to do a second piece without my notes. I invited him to a show I was doing the next day. He arrived early on one day notice when my best friend didn't show up with knowledge of it weeks in advance. But back to this 8x8 room full of white faces in his hoodie. He stood before the crowd and he started off with a melody that will play in my head every time I think of him. And then he said, when was the last time I held a man in my arms like a baby? He snapped his fingers. I think he hypnotized us. No, let me speak for myself. I was stuck with my eyes wide open. I allowed his words to penetrate my mind, moisturizing the side of my brain I don't use enough. Now I follow him, and he channels it within me. And I'm able to release lines like butterflies from my nervous stomach whenever I perform before more than my own pair of eyes looking back at me in the mirror. Now I follow him and I watch him live. And I'm so happy that he's going live after me. Because I be mad when I miss him live because dude is so live. I've seen him live before. Now I follow him until I see him live again, giving him flowers while he is alive and can smell them. That's it.